guys, how are you doing? This is not going to be a like full face. We're just chatting. Today is my anniversary. That is the special occasion that I mentioned the other day. Um, so we have plans. We are going out of town. Well, not we're going out of town, but we're still staying in North Carolina, okay? Um, yeah, we're just with the two dogs, not having a sitter with work schedules. This what works with us. But I do need a vacation. I mean, a real vacation. Yeah, so today's me and I Spy's anniversary. And our dinner plans aren't till later tonight, but I just need to get myself together. Before we leave, while he's getting a haircut, I'm going to record a haul that I owe you. So I'll have content for the 2 days while we're away. We've been down here 4 years, and it's still a lot of North Carolina that we have not seen. We haven't. So, I went shopping. I went crazy the other day because I told him this weekend is going to be all about us. No Dollar Tree. It's going to be hard. And not to say that he's not more important than Dollar Tree. Don't get it twisted. But, when you travel and you're on the road, you see different things, okay? But your girl has no problem getting in her car, taking herself to those places. The other day, I was on the hunt for a juicy bag, and I'm going to do a bag haul and a perfume haul. I went to an area in North Carolina that I'd never been to before, and it kind of felt, it was a beautiful day, first of all, that good weather, sunshine, but it almost felt familiar to me. If you're from Long Island, I felt like I was like in a downtown village area of like maybe Baldwin or Freeport, if you're familiar with those areas, and it kind of felt like home. I felt very comfortable, and what was more exciting is I found the bag I was looking for. I'm looking for something, y'all. Oh, here it is right here. I have to get this area together. I have to. I do. I bought all this new stuff for this area. I need to get it together. But yeah, so I got it all out of my system that day. I said I went to Raleigh. I was all over that day and had worked that later that night, but I had been off 2 days prior, so I had the energy and I said I'm going to do it. It's a hot mess in here. But today's my anniversary. This, for me, is a second marriage, okay? Those of you who've been rocking with me, you know that. I was married for almost 19 years. And it's so weird. And my good friend in New York, my Italian friend, she also remarried, later in life. She was divorced. And she said she could not remember what it was like being married to her first husband. And I agree. We've had kids. That's who, I had my kids with my first husband, Chunk's father, and my oldest son, Sheldon. Other than raising kids and kids' memory, you do forget. You do. Life goes on and you forget. And I can tell you it was so weird because being married that many years, I can tell you, girl to girl, okay, I never really felt comfortable with him. When I say comfortable with him, you would think being married 19 years, having 2 children, and you have to do things to have children. I never felt comfortable with him. I never felt comfortable being unclothed. And not that I'm saying he was a predator or anything like that. No, I just never didn't feel like myself, or I don't think I ever was really myself with him. Never felt comfortable with him. Felt very self-conscious. Even if we went out and he said, let's dance, I would feel awkward. I just never felt, I don't know, I never felt comfortable with him. I can tell you our relationship, we did a lot of couple things, not too many intimate things. Towards the end, I think a year before the split, we went on a cruise, and it kind of was just me and him. When we went on cruises, couples would come. When we went on weekend trips, it was a couples thing. It wasn't just that intimate one-on-one, I should say. I would say that we didn't have intimacy. Anybody could lay down and rumble in the jungle, if you know what I mean. But you don't necessarily have intimacy. That's what it was. I never understood it. We didn't have intimacy. And yeah, and at the point after my marriage, I'm looking for my power serum, y'all. Oh my God, I want to cry. Hold on. Okay, so after that marriage ended, okay, you know, and to be honest with you, it was over. It probably was over for years and should have been over for years. It was multiple infidelities. I could never prove it until like too close to the end. And on top of infidelities, that's not the only thing that can go wrong in a relationship. And I think I'm speaking for me, but I think I'm also speaking for other women as well because, you know, I've talked to women, you know, you share your experiences. I think we think that that's the only thing, like that should be the deal breaker, but there were so many things missing in that marriage. Intimacy, financially, it was not right, okay? Um, and I think because I made more money, I justified it. Well, since I make more money, I should pay more. No, 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 ladies. No, no, no. No, no, no. Um, no, no, no. Um, it just, you know, he was very much into football. He was a youth football coach, and eventually he got a job as a high school football. You know, he also worked another job because that's not a career. High school football coach is not a career, but that was the focus. Like my house was never my house. Um, it was always kids there. It was always coaches there. I just like people in my refrigerator, kids. It just was a lot of things wrong with that marriage. Okay, he was not about my family. All the holidays, and that's one regret that I have, guys. One regret I have is all the holidays was with his family, and so many of my, you know, so many key people in my family are gone. My grandmother, my grandfather, my father, you know, all those years, you understand, and everything, and he wasn't really about his family because I'm the one who organized the dinners, put everything together, and he really didn't want to really be bothered with my family, and that also should have been a problem. But I got married at 18. He was my first boyfriend, and I did not have the experience that I have now, so I Spy has it on his hands. But enough about my past life. I just wanted to let some of you who are new know I was married previously. After that marriage, I got involved with a 3.5 year relationship with the narcissist, and I dated a couple of clowns. And here comes I Spy, which I was Facebook friends with for 5 years. You know, I accepted his friend request, but we didn't have any communication. He lived in my same town. Our kids, my boys went to school with his boys, but I never knew him. I've never seen him. We were just talking the other day. How do we be so close? I mean, after I separated, I had an apartment that was literally 2 minutes from where his mom and his grandmother lived. Like probably if I stood outside, I could see her house. We never ran into each other, and I was in the streets dating and stuff like that at the time. But right before I met him, I made up my mind that I'm done. I'm not dating. I'm just going to enjoy me after being married for like all of my adult life at that point. Almost 19 years, and you know, then the clown, the narcissist relationship from hell, and then all the other clowns that I was dating, you know, duds, frogs, if you want to say you have to kiss frogs before you get the prince. I had made up my mind right before I met him that I'm just over it. I don't want to date. I just want to be by myself. Okay, no drama, no issues. I'm just going to live life and do me. And here he comes along. Trust me, so not planned. And I didn't believe anything that he said. I mean, for the first 6 months, I said, you know what? I am going to just enjoy his company, because we did have fun, you know, enjoy his company. And if it goes somewhere, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's how I felt. I really like the serum, guys. But you see, I have the puffiness under the eyes, but I don't want to try none of the new products because I don't know. I have very sensitive skin. As you can see with that working hand stuff. Oh, it burned for over an hour. Even after washing my hands multiple times. I'll wait till after this weekend and then try the products because I don't want to break out, okay? But I do have the puffiness under the eyes. I do have in my freezer upstairs, but I'm just I'm pressed for time because I got to do my nails. I have to get a pedicure and put my outfits together. What I'm going to wear, what bag am I going to take, and stuff like that. Anyway, but I can remember our first date. I don't remember the conversation, okay? He had been watching me, and I had noticed right before, because I said we were Facebook friends. I just accepted his request. But we had no communication for years. 5 years, we were no communication. But he would watch my posts. I would see his posts. I don't remember if I liked it or not. I didn't look at him at that way. I just, my mind, you know, was in other things, you know. I probably should have been looking at it that way, but he was in another relationship. I was with the narcissist. We joke about it. He makes fun of the pictures that I would post that we took, you know, I took with the narc. But anyway, stay on point, Erica. So I noticed like a couple of days before he actually messaged me, he was liking like every single one of my pictures. I guess that was a way to get my attention, but that wasn't going to work with me, because you want to speak to me? Speak to me. I'm not going to, I know the game, honey, and I'm not falling for it. If you want to speak to me or display interest, you're going to have to message me. And that's what he had to do, because I didn't pay it no mind. He asked me about a Mexico girls trip, because I went to Cancun with my girlfriends that year, and he asked me how the trip was. Okay, that was his way to get in. And somehow in the conversation it came up that I was single. I didn't know he was single. Like I said, I wasn't following him like that. He thinks I was. And it came up that we both were single, so we exchanged numbers, and we had a couple of phone conversations, and then one day he invited me for coffee, which was fine for me. I know a lot of people say, oh, if a man takes you to Starbucks on the first date, that's a no. No, that was fine with me, because I was dating clowns that wanted to go out to dinner, but right after dinner, they wanted to go straight for dessert, if you know what I mean. And I was not feeling that. Just because you buy me a meal doesn't mean I have to sleep with you. It was so bad to the point where I would do Dutch. Like when the check came, oh, I'll pay for my meal, because that way I felt like you couldn't ask me for anything. You know what I mean? It was very uncomfortable. And again, all of that was new to me at the time, because I got married straight from high school. The first boyfriend I had, I married, you know, so I didn't have that experience. And then getting out there again, seeing how these people that's just what they wanted to do, you know, and they expected you to do it because they, you know, it just was very uncomfortable. And like I said, it was a hot mess. Anyway, so I was okay with coffee. And to be honest with you, I was running late because I had to work that day, and you know, straight from work I wanted to go to the mall. I ran to Sunrise Mall, for those of you who are on Long Island, and to pick me up, even though I had clothes, but you know, wanted to make a good impression, I guess. And I spent a little bit too much time at the mall. Then I had to get ready, and I remember I got stuck at a traffic light, and I just was like, God, I'm so over dating. I'm just so over this. I really am just over those first meetings and all of that comes along with that. And I parked my car. He had texted me to, you know, he was on the back. It had like a back outdoor patio. And as I'm walking to the patio, God spoke to me. And I was raised in church, guys. I was raised in church. I know what the voice of God is. I know when his voice is in your head, self-doubt, you know, I can discern who's talking to me, okay? And I heard God say, you're walking into your future. And I did not receive it. Okay, I didn't want to hear it. I did this first date so many times. You know, you go out and you're like, I'm not going to block. You will not hear from me again. You're weird. You're this, you're that. I didn't receive it. I didn't receive it. I just went. I walked back. We sat. And to be honest with you, I don't remember the conversation. I don't, for the life of me, I don't remember the conversation, but we were there for an hour. He asked me, was I hungry? I told him no. And we ended up seeing the movie that me and my girlfriends were trying to see the day before. He said, do you want to go to the movies? Because we were the movie theater was right next door. And Girls Trip, you remember with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett, I think, is in it or something. That movie had came, it was very popular. It was selling out. And me and my girlfriends wanted to see it the night before, and we couldn't. And I said, okay. And then we got tickets and we went to the movies. And after the movies, we talked for a few hours. And I seen him every day after that, except for I had a pre-planned girls trip and a cruise with my mom planned. But other than that, I seen him every day, and the relationship developed. But for the first 6 months, I didn't believe anything he said. No, I won't say I didn't believe anything he said. I just was like enjoying the company. I really wasn't taking it too seriously, even though, like I said, seeing him every day, we was having a good time. But from my experience with the narcissist, I'm going to use the color corrector for these scars and dark areas. I didn't believe. I don't know if I was waiting for the floor to drop from underneath me, because I have, no relationship. Most relationships don't start out bad. Okay, they don't. They don't start out bad. People don't lead with their worst. They don't show you their worst at first. And with the narcissist, everything was good for the first 6 months. So I thought, even though I ignored a lot of red flags in hindsight, I thought everything was good with him. And then 6 months after I was hooked, and, the floor dropped from under me. So I think I was waiting to get to that 6 month point. Because I said, if he is a narcissist, because, they love bomb you in the beginning, time will tell. They can't keep this up. And I think that's what I was waiting for. And the floor never dropped. We got married 8 months later. Yeah, we got married 8 months later, March 1st, 2018. And we've been rolling ever since. So I kind of let the concealers dry down a little bit, guys, before I mess with them. That's just something that somebody that I follow said. Just let them dry down a little bit. And I think that kind of works. So that was the LA Colors Peach Color Corrector for the dark marks. I am going to invest in a better color corrector, because sometimes, you still see the imperfections. And then I this is the Le Mercier Concealer. Kind of add that. Then I'll blend it out with my foundation. But that's how we started. And he has children from a previous life. I have my 2 boys, so that we don't have kids together. But I can say he's all about my family. My family loves him. He loves my family. He's a great son-in-law to my mother. She would tell you that herself. He loves my family. That's something that I didn't have in my first marriage. He was not about my family at all. At all. It was all about his family. And it really wasn't. Like I said, I'm the one that put everything together. But, yeah, we didn't have a wedding, like a big wedding. We actually got married at the town hall. And if you're in Long Island, the town of Babylon, it's free. You just pay for your wedding license, and you schedule a date that you want to get married. I think they were doing it every Thursday. So we just went when we got our license, and we just picked March 1st. And due to his work schedule, he could not get off. I was able to take a week off, and I actually have a YouTube video. It's so old. The camera quality is horrible, but I showed my at-home reception. And I did everything. I did all the cooking and everything, and only his mom was ill at the time, okay? His mom passed away 2 years after we got married. His mom wasn't well, so she wasn't there. My mom was in North Carolina, and she jabs at me every that I didn't wait for her to come. But my Aunt Sharon, we didn't invite anybody. We just wanted our witnesses. And my sister, who lives down here now, my brother-in-law, ended up being the witnesses. They were like, we're coming. They kind of and they were wonderful. I'm so glad that they did. They took us out to dinner the night before. They drove us to the town separately. So he didn't see me until I got there. I got my wedding dress from some kind of website. I don't even remember where. I still have it hanging in the closet. I didn't do a bouquet, but I did my corsage, and I think I made it from Dollar Tree flowers. I also still have that somewhere. Yeah, we were able to spend the night out because he had to go back to work the next day. And 6 months later, we did our honeymoon. We went to Jamaica. Instead of doing that big wedding, because I feel like people come to the wedding for the foods, to judge your dress, to eat and drink. So instead of paying thousands of dollars for that, we traveled. And I shared 2 shorts. A lot of those are vacation pictures. I think for the first, until Rona. Rona is the only thing that stopped us. We were out like every 6 months we were going somewhere. If you're getting married later in life, I recommend the same. The town thing was beautiful. It really was nice. We went to Tanner Park afterwards and took pictures. Went back to my house. I had a meal. You know, I made cupcakes instead of a wedding cake. I could have ordered a cake and stuff like that, but, and then from the meal, we left and we went and spent the night at a nice hotel. And it was beautiful. And I wouldn't change anything. I probably would change my dress, you know, but yeah, it was really beautiful. And that was that. That was that. And, you know, like I said, I feel comfortable with him. I can talk to him, tell him what's bothering me, and he gives, for the most part, good advice. He does. He listens, and, you know, so when I say he's my best friend, I feel very comfortable with him, talking to him. The intimacy that I didn't have the first go around, I have. I feel comfortable. Trust me, roles and all, this is me. You know, this is what you got. This is what you signed up for. And that comes to the point when you have to start to get comfortable with yourself. You have to start to like yourself, because if you don't like yourself, nobody else will. And once I raised my standards, like I said, I didn't see him before. Even though we were friends for 5 years on Facebook, I was not looking in his direction in that way. You know what I mean? So when you start to elevate yourself, you'll see. You know, sometimes if you're looking in the bottom of the barrel, you can't see what's up top. And once I started to get self-standards, okay, and self-respect, and when I say that, anybody, even somebody with the high self-esteem and high, you know, a lot of self-love, that, you know, even they can get played at least once, you know what I mean? But they don't stay. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, and that's how it is. And that's what I've become. My cutoff game is very strong. My cutoff game is very, very strong. Yeah. And I ask somebody who knows. When you love yourself, when you know your worth, you're not going to just settle for anything or anybody, whether you have to be alone or not. You rather be alone than to be with less than, or to accept less than, okay? And before I met him, coming out of my previous relationship, I made a list of non-negotiables. This is what this person has to have. And it wasn't physical. I don't think I had any physical things on that list, okay? But it was all things: financially stable, family-oriented, communication. Like, I went down the list, and I think it was 10 things. I don't know everything on the list, but that was my, if you didn't have that, it didn't make sense for us to continue. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have standards. You know, before is you know, I don't want to say build a bear, like build a man. Well, okay, he doesn't have this, but maybe, you know, I think you have to fall in love with a person where they are now, not what their potential is. And I think before I was thinking potential, they have the potential to do this, they have all these hopes and dreams. Stay away from those dreamers, those talkers, okay? Because that's all it is talk, okay? A person's actions tell you everything you need to know. And that's what I go by now, and that's relationships with everybody, not just romantic relationships. You know, especially, I remember dating the narcissist. I wondered, well, does he love me? Does he like, let me tell you something. If you're with somebody and you have all those questions, the reality is you know the answers, because a person's actions will let you know how they feel about you. So if somebody loves you, you're going to see that. They are going to show you an action. Love is an action. Okay? It's an action. You're going to see that. If you're questioning that, it's not there. Okay? You will know without a shadow of a doubt. Somebody lying to you, somebody cheating on you, somebody not putting you first, somebody who you can't even have a conversation. Every time you want to bring up something that's wrong, they get all agitated, like, what now? Like, treat you like you're nagging them and stuff like that. That's not love. That's not love, okay? And I understand people could be tired. People could have a bad day. I'm not talking about that. It's on a consistent level. If you feel uncomfortable or walking on eggshells around somebody, like I said, if you truly love somebody, we're all going to see other people. We live in a world with millions and millions and millions of people, okay? You're going to see an attractive man. He's going to see an attractive woman. But love will say, I can't lose. I can't take that chance. I can't. She's not worth me. That it ain't worth it. I ain't even going there because I don't want to mess up what I have at home. But if somebody can easily risk you like that, they don't care. And nobody's marriage is perfect. And I'm not going to lie and say mine is. Because sometimes I want to knock him out and sometimes he wants to knock me out. I'm sure, okay, because your girl ain't easy. I know people say, oh, make sure you heal, get rid of baggage, but some baggage never goes away. I'm telling you, the day I was just speaking of, when I went all around North Carolina and I was shopping and the weather was good, I was playing a playlist and it came back to a song that I was listening to, that I liked or that was popular around the time of, my demise of my first marriage. And it brought back some memories of things that I didn't forget about. And I think you have to change. People say, well, don't let them change. No, you need to change. You need to change so you don't fall for the same BS. And not only that, there's no way a person could go through such trauma and they walk out and, I don't even remember the trauma. Life is good. No, that trauma stays with you. It's just the healing part. Like they say, grief never goes away. Certain traumas never go away, guys. So if you're listening to these people that tell you, you're not healed if it still hurts you. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Certain things stick with you. Certain memories. Like I said, I really don't remember like the day-to-day operations of being with this person. Like, how was it to sleep next to him? Just those things. But certain things I still remember. And it's a trauma that won't ever go away. Does it hurt me? Do I think about it every day? No, but certain songs, certain things, maybe a movie might remember, like, yeah, I've been there. I know what that feels like, or that happened to me as well. But you do need to change. People say, don't let them change. No, you do need to change because obviously there was something wrong with you that you allowed that you thought that was acceptable to stay with, that you thought was, like I said, falling in love with somebody's potential and thinking somebody will change. No, don't put your life on hold waiting for somebody to change. You can give them a time frame. If I don't see improvement or progress, he's not willing to go to therapy, something like that, you need to make a decision. Can I live like this for the rest of my life, or do I need to get the hell out of here? And I should have, that first one should have ended much sooner, but there was children, and I didn't grow up with my birth father. I had my stepfather, who is my father, but you know what I'm saying. And I wanted that for my kids. I wanted my kids to have the same father. And I wanted my kids to grow up in the house. That's what I wanted. But you're teaching them dysfunction. Because kids, remember, when we split, when everything was said and done, my kids told me things I didn't even know they remembered. They were babies. How do you remember that? They remembered that? But once I got standards and I knew what I wanted, that's when everything changed for me. That's when everything changed for me. And I just was not going to be. And if I spy, I was observing, because dating should be data. Think of dating and data. You're collecting data. You're collecting information on this person, right? Not just what they say. They got to walk the walk. Anybody can tell you anything, but be observant. And if things don't line up, don't ignore red flags. Okay? And I used to beat myself up about that. Like, why did you stay so long? Like, you wasted so many years. But some people never leave. There have been people that went to their grave because they were scared to make a move. So I give myself credit for getting out when I did and not looking back. Okay? Not everybody has that same story. So don't beat yourself up of, I wish I would have did it sooner. At least you did it, no matter at what stage of the game. But yeah, that's how we got together, guys. You know, that's how we got together. And I never had any fear. I never had any doubts or questions. Time around, it was something that was my decision. It wasn't based on a shotgun wedding. It wasn't based on, you know, he needs a green card or anything like that. It was genuine love. You know what I mean? And I would say this time around, I got married for the right reasons. You know? So just for those of you who are getting to know me, who are new to the channel, just to give you some background, and I call him I Spy because he's nosy as hell. He is all in my business, wanting to see what's in my trunk and all this other stuff. It's all in fun, but that's how he got that nickname. But his name is Anthony. But he's all in my business, and he has his own issues. Okay, just like I shop. He shops for electronics, phones, gadgets, all that stuff, Bluetooth speaker. How many? So he can't talk, you know, but he doesn't realize, you know, his issues. He only sees mine. Okay, guys, that was just a story I wanted to share with some of you guys, because some of you guys are new. Some of you guys don't know me besides from my Dollar Tree hauls. And you might hear me say that name, I Spy, because some of you have asked, who's I Spy? That's my husband. And I told you how he got his name. So in this video, I'm going to attach some of our footage from tonight's festivities. Okay, I hope the restaurant is giving. I hope the hotel is giving. And we should have a great time. Thanks for rocking with you, girl. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. I need to hurry up and record the shopping haul because I want to upload that. And I might not get to the bag and perfume haul today. And one of you asked me to share fashion. I'm flattered that you guys like my tops and you feel that I'm a fashion, you know, inspiration, if you want to call it that. But I will see you guys in the next video. And I hope you enjoyed this video, getting to know me a little bit better for those of you who don't. And yeah, I'll attach the dinner footage, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you guys are warming up wherever you may live. Thanks for rocking with your girl. I'll see you. Hey guys, we are on our way to dinner. I didn't touch my makeup from this morning, and that get ready with me I recorded around 7 something. I didn't touch it. I usually do my makeup one time a day, and that's that. So we're waiting for a valet to bring the car. The restaurant is close, but not too close to walk. It is a half a mile away, but we're not trying to walk. It's 50 degrees. It feels really, really good. Come say hi, I Spy. They said happy anniversary to you, even though they don't like some of the things you do, like when you're stealing my peach ring packets.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for everything. Happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary. So I hope the food is good. This restaurant's been open for less than a year. It is a rooftop Italian restaurant, and I'm probably going to get the homemade lasagna. So, and it's supposed to have really, really nice views. So I seen it first on TikTok, so very much influenced by a lot of things TikTok, if you don't know already. But it's in the heart of downtown. You really could walk a lot of places. But I'm not trying to walk a half a mile to dinner. So I'll see you at the restaurant.